Limit is y goes to pi over 4 of tangent squared of y minus 1 over the tangent squared of y minus 3 tangent y plus 2. First thing we're going to do is try plugging a pi over 4 in for each of the y's. That will give me the tangent of pi over 4 quantity squared minus 1 divided by the tangent of pi over 4 quantity squared minus 3 times the tangent of pi over 4 and then plus 2. Now the tangent of pi over 4 is the sine of pi over 4, root 2 over 2, over the cosine of pi over 4, root 2 over 2. Since they match, they will cancel to a 1. So the tangent of pi over 4 is a 1. We have 1 squared minus 1 over 1 squared minus 3 times 1 plus 2. 1 squared is a 1 minus 1 over 1 squared is a 1 minus 3 times a 1 is a minus 3 plus 2. 1 minus 1 is a 0. 1 minus 3 is a negative 2 plus 2 is a 0. So we have the 0 over 0 indeterminate form. This is resulting from trig functions, specifically tangent, in both the numerator and denominator, and the expressions that the tangents involved in are both factorable. The numerator is a difference of squares, and the denominator is a trinomial quadratic, so we can try factor and cancel. In the numerator, a difference of squares, it will factor into tangent of y plus 1 times tangent of y minus 1. In the denominator, we have a trinomial quadratic. Because it's tangent squared, it will be tangent y and tangent y. And we need two numbers that multiply to be a positive 2 and add to be a negative 3. It sounds like negative 2 and negative 1 take care of that. Now y is going to pi over 4 here, and remember tangent of pi over 4 is a 1, so it's the tangent of y minus 1 factors that are making the 0 over 0. And we actually can cancel those out here. After having canceled those out, we should no longer have the 0 over 0 indeterminate form, and we therefore should be able to plug in a pi over 4 for each of the remaining y's. And that's going to be my next step. So I will have tangent of pi over 4 plus 1 divided by the tangent of pi over 4 minus 2. Now tangent of pi over 4, sine of pi over 4, root 2 over 2 over cosine of pi over 4, root 2 over 2. They cancel to a 1. We have 1 plus 1 over 1 minus 2. 1 plus 1 is a 2. 1 minus a 2 is a negative 1. Dividing by negative 1 is equivalent to multiplying by negative 1, and it comes out to negative 2.